Greg Shoemaker, TriStateFootball.com, here at Batesville High School with head coach Eric Heppner. Eric's 120-77, entering his 18th season at his alma mater. And Eric, a couple tough seasons, but senior numbers were down the last couple years. Talk about your 2013 class.
Well, we're looking forward to the 2013 class. We knew we were going to have a couple years that might be rough, and we knew it as many as 7 or 8 years ago, because looking at our youth league numbers in 4th and 5th grade, last year's seniors and the previous year's seniors were our two smallest groups, and we thought, oh my gosh, we're gonna struggle just to be able to play 7th and 8th grade. You know, you got to have 11, and so we had to kind of beg, borrow, and steal to kind of keep those groups together, and we ended up with only 6 seniors in one group and 9 in the other. So we knew we had a couple of years we were looking at where it was going to be a little bit of a struggle. They were fun years. The kid, you know, there's years where we've had a lot of wins where we kind of looked at it like, I'm kind of glad that season's over. The kids kind of didn't get along, and you know, there's sometimes you win games and the season isn't that fun. The past 2 years we haven't won a lot of games, but they were great kids. They worked hard. They realized that there wasn't big numbers, and I was just really proud of the effort from the kids. They worked hard. The players we had the last 2 years would have fit in with the teams we've had over the past couple of decades. It's just that they didn't have enough. So looking at 2013, the difference is we have numbers again. You know, like I said, last year we had 9 seniors. The previous year we had 6 seniors. I mean, you're talking about, we're just not used to those kinds of numbers here at Batesville. Now this year we've got 20-some seniors, you know, probably in the mid-20s for seniors, and we have in the mid-20s for sophomores as well. So we're going to go from 2 years where we had low numbers to this coming year. I anticipate 60 or more kids from sophomore up. In my 18 years at Batesville, that'll be the biggest number we've ever had. And you know, if you're gonna say things about, you know, from a coaching standpoint, if we're going to say, gosh, had a little bit of a rough time the last couple of years because we haven't had numbers. Well, when you have numbers, well, then it's time to, you know, hey, that excuse is gone. So we're going to have numbers this year and in the future, in the foreseeable future. So I think we're looking at some fun years coming up here at Batesville.
The IHC is expanding this year. Talk about the expansion. What are your thoughts on it?
All right. First of all, I get the expansion. We only had 6 teams, and for a conference, that's not a lot. And of course, if you're going to expand, it's got to be probably in an even increment. So we got 2 new teams. That gives us 8 teams, so you can have 4 games. I get that. I tell you, one part of our new conference about which I'm not thrilled is, I don't know if you've heard, Greg, but they split our football conference. That's all. Not basketball, not baseball, nothing. Just football into a big conference and a small conference. I'm not thrilled about that. I'm not thrilled about that at all. I wish that we were just one conference. It turns out that nobody said, hey, Eric, what do you think? Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a lot of say, so I'm not really thrilled about that. I wish we'd stay one conference like basketball, baseball, because the big conference is according to enrollment. And I don't know why that's the best way to split us, but it was East Central, Connersville, South Dearborn, and Franklin County, I believe. And then the small conference is Greensburg, who's had a couple of really excellent years here. They've been really solid over the last almost decade, probably. Lawrenceburg had just a tremendous season last year. Us and Rushville, you know, a new team in our conference. My point is this: if we're going to be conference champions, I want to beat the best team in the conference. And everybody knows in our conference that's East Central. And I'm proud of the fact that since the year 2000, not one team in our conference has beaten East Central except us. We've beaten them 3 times since 2002. I want them in our conference because competition-wise it's better, but also I want them to play us. I don't want them to be able to say, you know what, Batesville's not in our big conference. Maybe we get another team from Ohio. Maybe we need that East Central game on our schedule if we're going to play the likes of Heritage Hills, or I know Chittard bumped up now, but we've played Chittard in the tournament before. If you're going to play those kinds of tough tournament teams when you get to regional and beyond, you need an East Central on your schedule. So I'm excited about Rushville and Connersville being added. I just wish football was one conference.
You're the granddaddy of the coaches in this league now.
Thank you.
talk about the new blood. I mean, there's no more Stonefield. There's no more Brookbank. There's no more Belmer at East Central.
Right.
I mean, there are a bunch of young guys. Talk about this new wave.
Young guys. Well, it's strange for me. I think you just called me old, by the way. I said granddaddy. That's okay. I can live with that. Yeah, this is my 18th year, and when I was talking to you earlier, I told you I'm not exactly old. I mean, I'm 48. You know, I've been the head coach here now at Batesville. This will be my 18th year. But comparatively speaking, gosh, Lawrenceburg coach, it's his 3rd year. East Central coach, it's his 1st year. Greensburg coach, I believe it's his maybe 5th full season, something like that. Franklin County, it'll be his 2nd full season. Lawrenceburg, South Dearborn, Greensburg, Franklin County. I think if you add up all the teams that were currently in the EIC, I don't think they have as many years experience as I do by myself. And again, I don't think 18 is a ton of years. It's just that there's so many youngsters. And I can really appreciate it because when I got this job in 1996, Rod Ballard at East Central, Glenn Crocker at Lawrenceburg, you know, I mean, we had some pretty storied names in our conference, and here's me, little nobody with no years of experience, and those guys treated me like a member of the conference, you know, and I learned so much from those guys. And I'm going to remember that now that I'm the old guy. So, heck, I say welcome to those young guys. I just hope that once every year they don't play all that well.
One thing I want to get off the beaten path a little bit, but Jeff Geesting at Anderson graduated from Batesville, and he was here with you. Talk about your relationship with him. You also went to college at Franklin College with him.
Yeah. I consider Jeff a friend, but you know how times are. You have your high school buddies, you have your college buddies, and then you get married and kids and careers, and you don't see each other as much as you would like to. But I certainly consider Jeff a good friend, and the connection is even greater than just Batesville High School. Jeff was a senior. He graduated in 1980. I graduated in 1982. I was a sophomore when Jeff was a senior. Jeff's senior year, they were 7-3. And then Melvin Seifert, our basketball coach for years, was a junior on that team, was our quarterback. I was a sophomore. And not only are we all Batesville High School graduates, but we're all from the little village of Spires over in Oldenburg. We went to Oldenburg Elementary School together, a little bitty. So it's kind of wild that we all grew up and became coaches. And Jeff and I, even more of a tie, he and I went to Franklin College together as well. So we went to Oldenburg Elementary School, we went to Batesville High School, we went to Franklin College, and Jeff's success at Anderson is well documented. I remember when he got the job, thinking, Jeff, man, what are you thinking? You know, I mean, he'd been there for a long time. And by the way, Jeff has all kinds of state championship rings. He won a state championship over here in Indiana as an assistant coach at South Putnam High School, his first job. They won a little small single A state championship. And then he goes over to Ohio and wins one as a head coach over there. So he's had all kinds of success. But I thought when he took the job, the guy before him had done a great job there. And Jeff was, I guess, his right-hand man. And I thought, man, you can't do anything here but look bad. You know, it's a big school. They've had nothing but success. And then his first year, he wins a state championship. Matter of fact, I saw him at a coaching clinic. Gosh, where was it? It might have been over in Ohio. I can't remember where it was. But I saw him at a coaching clinic the year after they won the state championship. I said, Jeff, man, what were you thinking? You don't win the state championship the first year. Every year after that, it's going to look bad, man. But obviously, just kidding. Jeff's done a great job over at Anderson. I consider Jeff a friend. It's just kind of strange the way, like I said, how things work out. 3 kids from little Oldenburg, Indiana, we all ended up being head coaches of one sport or another. So.
There you go. Coach Eric Heppner of the Batesville Bulldogs giving us a little bit of a history lesson on the school and the area and talking about his team. I'm Greg Shoemaker for TriState Football.